All right. Dominic,
Okay.
welcome. Are we live, Len?
It's still loading.
Still
We're
loading the
on in
gizmo.
LinkedIn and now we're on YouTube.
Okay, so still loading, still loading. This is pregame. Pretty soon we're gonna have the post game, or maybe we're already live. My team just shared with me, if you're watching live, that I was starting the live conversation before we're actually live. So maybe by now we're live. Welcome to Make It Rain with Trevor Crane. Let me focus on me a little bit. There's Trevor Crane, not that guy. That guy is Dominic Carubba. Today we're going to be talking about the silent sales killer. And Dominic is going to share with us his vulnerabilities, his challenges, his dreams, his vision. He has a new book coming out that we are in the process of titling and making
Yeah.
amazing. And we're in the profit before you publish phase for this. And welcome to Make It Rain. This is a live show. So if you want to join the conversation, please chat below. And if you chat sales, Dominic or I can address either of your questions, anything around sales. We're going to talk today about the silent sales killer, what you got to do to fix that thing, what it is, how you can make it better. And you're here to help figure out how to make it rain. So, Dominic, welcome to the show. And my first question to you, dude, is what's the dream? If you could make anything come true, and it was 90 days from today or a year from today, man, what is the
Anything.
mission? What's the, oh, yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me be careful with you. What's
No,
the
no, no. I got
mission?
it. I got it. No, no. I got
Okay,
my
let's hear
dream. I
it.
know my dream. I'm very
Okay,
clear about it.
let's hear it.
So the big dream is really I'm creating a global movement where ADHD salespeople stop feeling stuck and scattered, and instead double their qualified pipeline, unlock their potential, and lead with confidence. So I want 100,000 success stories about, and you don't have to have ADHD because technically speaking, we all live in an ADHD world. We're always dealing with hella distractions. And so I love and have a passion for and a heart for all the over the last 25 years, I've trained tens of thousands of salespeople, and they've had to deal with many more challenges than the market requires that their company puts on them for so many reasons. And I want to help them get through that and make more sales because that's going to impact the quality of their lives and therefore help people be better people in the world.
So, Dominic, beautiful. Let me ask you, how will you know you've achieved a goal? Like, what are some, and let's, how, like, what are some measures that you're going to have that are go, I'm making progress. These are some of my success benchmarks. What are some specifics in the next 90 days, in the next, year or two? Like, what are some of the outcomes you're looking to achieve?
Okay, I'll make a shameless pitch. Right now, in the next week, I'm looking for 10 more people to join a 30-day sales sprint. That's one measure. I want to
Okay.
do that enough so there's 100,000 testimonials that people have said, yeah, I fixed what was broken. I found what I needed. I stopped what was stopping me. I started what I needed, and I got to where I wanted to really be in sales.
Okay,
And I
so
want
let
sales to
me
help.
let me interject because the way that the system works when we go live is that when
Yeah,
I'm talking, they see my screen, and my screen now has the beautiful and lying a picture of you with all that hair and that
that's
dark beard and I see what you really look like now. But if they're looking at my
it
screen, we
can
can
look
see
like that again if I just give it time. The challenge is, can you ever look like that? That's the real challenge.
yeah, in fact, before the end of this episode, I'm going to show you how beautiful I can look with hair. Uh, uh, so, so if you want to join the sales sprint, send Dominic a text. I asked you
Yeah,
what phone number or links to give, and you said this is my
sure.
personal cell. So
Do it.
please make sure you text and spam and send, I don't know, any kind of weird pictures to
Yeah,
Dominic's personal cell,
personal
six
stuff.
seven eight 637 4 4 5
Right.
6 to come for free to a 30-day sales sprint. So, okay, there we go. That was a shameless plug.
The
But dude,
sales plug.
okay, so that you said, so one thing would be to get 10 new people, and instead of, I know that you, what would you say, this 500 or $1,000, but you're not, our guests will go for free. So if you're the
Yeah,
first 10 people, they get to
yeah,
come for free. Okay, so send them a
yeah.
text. And then Dominic, other than 10 people, okay, so you have said 100,000 people who
Yeah.
you can help create success. What are some other benchmarks along the way? Like we've got a new book potentially coming out with you once we finish the titling the
Sure.
sucker. By when do you want to achieve number one bestseller status?
Like that Well, by the end of the year,
Okay, so
or the end of, but
before
no, wait, I think if I remember correctly, but by August of next year, my
by
birthday.
August of next year is when the book is released. By when do you? So this is how we typically do it,
I
y'all.
forget the timing that you promised, but
Mhm.
August of next year would be my birthday, end of August. So
Okay.
whatever the right timing is to become a number one bestseller with your program.
Okay, so here's my typical coaching for everybody if you want to publish with Epic Author is we only want to publish successful authors. So what I do is in this case we gave Dominic a publishing deal. Let me highlight him like that beautiful guy right there
And
that
Louis,
that used to look on that's Louis. Hi Louis. That used to look like that like
not
30
long
years
ago.
ago. Before I don't know, all the stresses and things. You can
All the stress of
join
Salesforce, not
join
just
his
marriage. All the
join
stress
his
of
okay.
Salesforce.
So what we have you
That's
do
what it
is
was.
decide that you're going to do a book. Dominic's like, I want to do a book. I know I want that out before my next birthday when he turns like 79 or 92. I'm not sure how old you are, but I know it's really, really old.
It's really old.
So before your next birthday and before you die as a crotchety old whatever, you want to release that book. Well, the beginning of this is to announce it to the world that you're going to get a book done. So welcome to
Yeah.
this version of Epic Author Show where I'm interviewing our authors. And so we have announcement of the idea of this show as being the site of your book is the silent sales killer, which we'll get into in just a minute
Yeah.
on how you help people solve that problem. But what we do is challenge you to talk about your book all the damn ass time, which is why I'm bringing it up, Dominic. I'm like, hey, man, talk about your book every day with the people that you most want to help that might be watching this right now. And if you guys want some help, comment sales below, and we'll go ahead and you'll get to Dominic. I'm going to share this for you. Join the wait list to get Dominic's new book. And while that's happening, Dominic, I'm going to throw you under the bus again. Let's have people, if they comment and want to join your wait list, we can get them to join your new community. So if you
Yep.
get some interest here, you can go ahead and have a community where you can just help people, dude.
Yeah.
So I want you to put your best foot forward and just help people like you're doing with your sales sprint. So
Yep.
we're announcing that we're going to get a book done. And then you're going to go talk to the people like this episode and other things. And you're going to try to talk to someone at least every day to announce this new book is coming out and
Correct.
leverage that into more reach, relationships, and revenue.
Correct.
And once we have a critical mass, so Dominic, let's say, how much money do you want to generate in the next year in your business, your life, and whatnot? Let's say not necessarily from book sales. And this is maybe clear. This is a question for everybody watching right now. If you want to publish a book, I would recommend that you go make it rain before you publish that book. Like find a message that will go ahead and help you monetize
Sure.
your marketing and your
100%.
messaging before that happens. So do you want to go make $1 in the next year, Dominic? Do you want to make $100? Do you want to make $100,000? Like what's the annual goal? This is a question to everybody listening right now. What
Sure.
is your annual goal of revenue in the next 12 months?
Yeah, I want to add from this revenue stream, which is right now currently zero. This revenue stream is zero. I have other revenue streams, but this one I'd like to add $250,000 to it in the next 12 months.
So we're at $250,000. So here's my challenge between now and the next 90 days is go talk to people every day about your book and your subject matter and the people that you're trying to serve. This would be ADHD. Did I get it right? ADD,
ADHD,
ADHD.
entrepreneurs,
Which is
creative,
like
and
every
salespeople.
entrepreneur is ADHD in my perspective. I think we all have issues. So,
We have issues.
entrepreneurs to generate more sales. Okay, cool. You're going to talk some detail about what that looks like on the how. But let's
Yeah.
say in the next 90 days, my challenge to you, dude, is to if we pre-promote from here moving forward, to hit number one bestseller before the end of the year. So we got
Wow.
October, November, December. That's the next 90 days to create some momentum of getting people to pay attention to your message and become a bestseller first, which we can do if you create the momentum. Now you don't
Even
have to
before the book,
say,
right? The momentum before the book.
dude, I've done in the
I
last
know
few
you've
days.
done it a lot. I think you're saying is you can actually get the mechanics better than I do. But it's interesting. Since I met you, I launched my my group coaching program, which I call Momentum dot theadhdleader.com. So I call it momentum because of getting in action with you, moving my business forward has already put me into momentum to put that in place.
Well,
And
good.
momentum just takes taking it the first step.
And The answer is, should you profit? Well, let's ask the question.
Should I profit
Should
first?
somebody listen, right? Anybody listening right now, and if you're Dominic, you're listening, would it be a good idea to profit before you publish that book? And that's the only way that I go about it. I don't recommend that you act like a starving artist and create a book in a vacuum. And you might be a phenomenal artist, but then if you are only painting beautiful pictures and then you post them in your garage, and every once in a while you open up the garage door to see if anybody notices, is not the best way to promote yourself. So, should you profit before your book? Very few people do. But that's the only way we roll. Now, profit is defined by Dominic or you in this case, whoever it is. And so I like some of that to be money typically, because that, when people pay, they pay attention. And so
That's
I
so
don't
true.
recommend, Dominic, that if we don't, like, let's say that the goal is for you to become a number one bestseller and pre-sell your book before the end of the year, that's a waiting list of people, let's say hundreds or maybe thousands of people that go, I want some of that. And yeah, the only thing I would write between now and then is the cover of that book. And then you can spend the next 9 months writing that phenomenal book
Right.
once you have a waiting list of people that go, dude, I want that shit. Because until you have people going, put me on the wait list for that, let me have some of that. That's horrible marketing, and I can't tell you how many no, I can. The percentages of people that are successful authors is teeny tiny itsy bitsy. It's like 90+% of authors sell less than 200 books in their lifetime. So don't let that be you. So should we profit
Sure.
before you publish? Dude, the answer is hell yeah. If you want to ask any sales questions, by the way, put sales in the chat, whether you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, we want to talk to you. You can go to jointrevor.com to become part of the show. Dominic, you're smiling. I'm trying to get more accustomed to going live on these shows. Dude,
Trevor, we have a question in the chat. What's the number one thing I should do on day one of a sales sprint?
Is that
From
real?
Samantha.
Oh, perfect. Samantha, the first thing is you got to know who your target is. So I want you to create your list. If you don't have your initial list of people that you could target on, then you can't get that to-do list to done and to go through the initial motions of whatever the contact is that you have to do. And if you don't know how to do that, join any network marketing company in the world. And the first thing they're going to tell you to do is to write a list of the top 25 people you want to talk to. So to do that, start, and if you can't get 100, get one. And you have a list that exists right here in this CRM device you have right now. Because your
well,
mother may know somebody that you could do business with. Once you have your list, then we'll create a message and then test it and keep working it until you say the next right thing.
well, and I'm going to plan. It was Sarah that you said that was asking, Len?
No,
Was it
Samantha.
Samantha.
Samantha?
Yeah.
Samantha, great question. And Dominic's answers, I was going to hold up my phone and say the same thing. What I would also say is that I really like an intro script that says
Oh yeah.
one of two things. Can I interview you? Or who
Yes.
do you know I can interview?
Right.
So, Dominic, one of the reasons why I'm interviewing you here is I grew my business with sales by launching and announcing my book to the world and then talking to the people that I was trying to write it for and then pivoting. Like, I don't know that the title of your book is going to be called The Silent Sales Killer. It's like you need to pick something and promote. And so,
Sure.
Samantha, this is you picking the people in your phone. And you might say, well, these guys and gals don't want to buy from me. Well, probably. You're probably right. Like most people aren't going to want to buy your stuff right now. Like there's a lot of people that are buying sandwiches right now, but if you're listening, you're probably not one of them, right? Because you're to listen to this instead of buying a sandwich. And if you're standing in line at Subway, then I am wrong. But what you can do is say, who do you know? So you can talk to your mom, like Dominic just said, and say, hey, who do you know? Now you can say, who do you know wants to buy my sandwiches? Or you can say, who do you know that I could interview? And Dominic, my challenge to you and everybody is to go interview the cool people that you're trying to help. And what do you ask them? Some of the same things I'm talking to you about right now. What do you want? What are your challenges?
Mhm.
And so we haven't really talked about your challenges yet, dude, but you did a good job of it, Dominic, when you said, there are people out there that are struggling with ADHD and different things, and you've changed, I'm sure you have your own story around that on like why it's important for you to help business owners and entrepreneurs and ADHD, whomever we are, about things. But what are the pains you have gone through that you see people are going through when they're trying to figure out this sales thing?
So there's a couple problems in sales as it stands in the way the world works in sales, right? There's all kind of changes, AI, technology, and it's really technology overload and underwhelmed. Here's the problem that most salespeople face in corporate America. The technology that they use is bought by executives, built by IT, and they're expected to use it. So it doesn't match what the salesperson needs to actually be more productive. Oh, it's a dirty little secret of all CRMs. And the like when you buy a CRM, executives, listen up. They're selling you on the benefit a CRM is going to make your business in sales. The truth is, the reason you do better in sales is you see the lowest performing people, get rid of them, and hire new people. And a CRM has never made your top salespeople more money because you screwed up the way it was implemented because you built it for you, because that's the people getting money to build it or satisfying you, not the people that actually use it. So technology gets in the way, and the top salespeople, the dirty little secret is they're going to make sales no matter what tools you give them because they're going to make their mindset is right for the amount of sales they're making. You know, the truth about most salespeople is they make about as much money as they think they should be making. And if they don't reset their mindset, it doesn't matter what tool sets you have or even skill sets because you're not gonna engage in it. So it's a commitment to improve all three. And the silent killer is that they lose their focus on what's most important. Like you said, it's most important to have a clear message that you're reaching out, getting a clear answer or a referral, right? To have that thing happen and move that in a process. Did I answer the question? I got a little lost in my own answer. So sorry, my ADD took
No,
over.
it's good. You're doing a great job with talking about the problem. And I know we were getting into, you started talking about the CRM as being part of the problem and technology as being part of the problem. And when Samantha asked the question, how do you start a sales sprint? And it's like you create a list, and you gave her the one that's at her fingertips and it takes no tech. It's like everybody you know. And you're asking for a lead or an introduction, and you said
Sure.
referral. And then you said oftentimes salespeople will rise to their level of incompetence or their own mindset. And then everybody thinks the solution for a lot of business owners is more tech and CRMs and things. I know you have a more colorful way of talking about CRMs. Talk to them, which is another version of your cover of the title of your book.
Right.
The secret science kill say the secret say the excuse me, the science good God, the silent sales killer, Jiminy Christmas. The
Yeah.
silent sales killer is what? Is it overwhelm? Is it technology? What is it?
It's really trying to do more when less would make a bigger impact. So you're trying to do more by more apps, more prospecting, whatever. Sometimes if you do less, you can you can you can get some space to do better with less. Right?
Okay,
You're
which is what's your working title on something their CRM? Come on, man. I want you to say it, not me.
all right.
You're the
So the
guy.
working title is Unfuck Your CRM
Oh, unfuck your CRM. Okay,
because
because people get lost in that thing that's not making them money as opposed to doing the thing that's going to go ahead and make the money. That's doing less, doing more with less. Correct me if I'm wrong.
doing less for more.
Doing rest.
Okay. So
correct
it's
me.
to distinguish what's a distraction and do the things that are important and knowing what's most important now to win. What's important now? So to answer that question and let your technology either guide you or get out of the way, but not this. The silent killers. Most people just don't know what to do next or how to because they get caught up in the.
And so I'm going to go ahead and insert my little piece on sales here, and then we're going to wrap this up for the episode because I wanted to get Dominic today to commit to something. He said $250,000 in the next year of his new business venture. He says 100,000 people that he wants to connect with and help if they have any kind of ADHD and they suffer from any kind of affliction that really successful entrepreneurs suffer from, which is having some confusion. And then the announcement of his new book and the achievement of a bestseller. Okay. So then the call to action for everybody is to type sales in the chat or to go to get Dominic's free sales sprint. Send him a personal text to 678-637-4456. And he'll invite you to a sales sprint for 30 days to help you not overcomplicate this. And Dominic gave you the first two steps. We're not going to get into many more of those. You can give those to them later. Of don't let technology stand in the way of you creating success. So make a list. Samantha, great question. What do you do first? Make a list. What do you do next? You figure out what to say to them. And then you need to say something to them so you can reach them out to them and go, hey, can I talk to you? Or who do you know I can talk to? Now, I recommend interviews. There's a lot of ways you go about what you're doing. But what Dominic will help you with if you join his sales sprint are all the next steps so that you can simplify things instead of complicate things. Now, he's been the guy at the forefront of this for years, helping people with the damn overwhelming, confusing technology CRMs that promise the holy grail and don't deliver. So Dominic, anything else that you want to say to this audience that they can take and move forward other than send you a personal text? And please send him something inappropriate as a picture. I would love
to
to
define
hear back.
inappropriate.
Well, whatever the naked animals, whatever it is.
No, Mark Aquino asked a question on the chat. I'm on the live feed. I looked at the chat. And he said, "What's the fastest way to turn a cold lead into a warm one?" And that's having a conversation, and most of that is listening. And I said, if you want to go fast, slow down, and that's what I'm learning. If you want to do more, try doing less. You'll get better at doing more. And because there's probably less things you have to do and more things you have to repeat doing. And that makes sense. So that I'm hoping that answers the question.
No, you did great. I think that was great. You asked questions. That builds
it develops the need. And honestly, here's what I've learned from my ADHD. The faster I go, the slower I get there. And because you don't build momentum at top speed. You build momentum by growing, starting slow and optimizing everything as you move forward and just letting, that's why they call it a warm market, because it's already warm. You don't have to do all the work. I got a coaching this week. It said, you're treating your first level connections like a cold lead and they're getting pissed off. I'm like, oh, that's why people have been getting pissed off at me the way I communicate with them. Because I automate too fast because I'm a tech guy and I think I need to do it. I've changed my whole approach in the last several days to go slower and have more meaningful conversations.
I think it's all about the conversation, quite frankly. I want to challenge everybody to chat people on social, to drive people to phone calls, one-on-ones like this, to invite them like you are, Dominic, to meet with you in a small cohort that you can work with and help. And I think we all need a lot of help, and we're all looking for the right mentor who has the right map so that we can just follow that. And so if you want to go ahead and, eliminate the sales killers, then talk to Dominic. What were you going to say, brother?
And what I was going to say, the reason I'm targeting ADHD is because here's the trap we have that have diagnosed ADHD, that everybody thinks they have ADHD, is that we have the ultimate trap of beating ourselves with a boulder, not a bat, with guilt, shame, and apology for not being the way we think we should be, when we're actually probably doing things better than maybe others are doing it. And to create an environment, I've been in lots of environments that put pressure and accountability and those things. And at the core of my program is compassionate accountability. It's to give yourself a little grace, to learn and grow and adapt to the way you do things, to find your genius, the way you do it. And that goes back to the dirty little secret of CRMs. The top producing salespeople don't let technology get in the way. They stay focused and committed on what's most important so they can do what's important now. And that's the acronym for WIN.
Okay, brother. Thank you for being here. I'm going to invite you back when we've hit some of those numbers. Let's say number one bestseller, first 100 people to join your cohort or whatever it is so that you can have the
Sure.
successes.
They can get
And maybe
momentum.
the first 100 grand that you make as well. I always like to partner with my clients and say, I'll keep working with you until you make 100 grand. So you're going to have to freaking chase me out of your house with a broom or something if you don't win.
Trevor's the
Yeah.
herpes of personal development. He's going to stick with you until you make it.
Man, and
The herpes
for
of
life.
success.
It's just
One
stuck in
out
for
of
life.
4 people would bless that if they're in their income.
Yeah, well, hey, I've got a new bio. That's
A new
known as
tagline.
known is the herpes of success. Well, with that, thank you, brother. Len, I'm sure we have some other questions from the peanut gallery. I'm not going to go into that now. Here's what I'd like to do is if you're watching us live, as we wrap this up, go to jointrevor.com to join our live podcast. You'll be able to ask and interact with us live. We've got kind of a cool way you can do that behind the scenes. We're about to go behind the scenes now. We have another guest coming on, Make It Rain. I'm going to go offline so we can do all the post game with Mr. Dominic Carubba. And we're going to do the pregame for Mr. John Michael Thomas, which will be our next guest, and talking all about AI. Dominic, thank you for coming here, and I can't wait to have you back when you have made it rain in a big way.
100K.
Whatever those big goals
100
are. That we
Ks.
hope
Whatever
you
the 100
achieve.
Ks are. We'll be back at 100K.
As soon as he has a big herpes sore right about here, we're going to have him back.
Right here. No, here's mine right there. It happened. Trevor's better.
Dude, just keep facing me, and I think you're just that. Hold on, let me pull up this lie that you have here before we look at that. You full of crap. That not you.
That was the easiest one to send you. And that's just last week. It's just before I had the haircut.
Hold on, I said I was going to say one more thing. We're Len, we can almost go offline. Don't do it yet. Don't do it yet. Hold on. I'm gonna let me do this. Let me show only my guest here for a second. Can't show you me because I gotta make sure. I have instant hair sometimes. Like, dude, no way. Like, totally awesome. Like, all right, well, if you want to come back to the next Make It Rain with Trevor Crane, like, I'm not saying this is the hairdo I had in the 80s, but I'm not saying it wasn't, if you know what I mean. All right. Okay, so thank you for being here, and we'll be back on in the next little bit with our next guest, who's an epic author, and he's going to talk all about AI. Thank you, Dominic.
Thanks, man. Are we doing any post really, or am I done?
I'm sorry?
Are we doing any post?
There's a little bit of post.
Okay, good.
Post. I don't like to just kick you off in a second. Len, are we live anymore or no?
We are still live.
Well, that's good. This is important. That's important. And we got
everyone
John.
saw Trevor Montana. Yeah.
I am so making a full strategy just for this clip.
There's JMT.
Hey, Dom.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Good. Is that a real studio or is that just the background you're using?
Just the background. Here's my favorite background when I have those tough conversations. And the nickname a buddy of mine gave me was the CRM Punisher.
All right.
I call the
Dominic,
baby ugly. When it's
my
ugly.
last little comments here in post is that I thought you did a great job. Thank you very much. I am inviting you back when we achieve a goal. I'd really target your bestseller before the end of the year. That means look at December. And all we're trying to do is write the title. And to work on your title, I like the Silent Sales Killer, works for me as far as a working title for right now. The Punisher right there, when you mentioned CRM stuff, when you've always said unfuck your CRM or the CRM Punisher, I've never connected that this is a sales CRM. Now I kind of have behind, but like it's not the first thing that comes to mind. So for me,
Right.
if you start saying sales CRM, I'm like, oh, how to unfuck your sales CRM. I now have the context, so I know what you're talking about. And then I'm like, oh, I now know what you might be able to help with me. And I'm the sales CRM punisher because I want to make, now I actually have an understanding of the result you're going to create for me as well. So I would try to see how that weaves in, and if you get legs with that, and pay attention to whether people get what you're talking about and they understand it or not, because you're just trying to use that feminine energy that you and I are so in touch with, that like is being empathetic and listening to what's not being said. Like, fuck me, my wife can't stop telling me what I think that's beyond the scope of whatever it is that I fucking say. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm just hungry. Like maybe the only thing
you're
I
still live,
fucking
right?
mean is the thing that I just said. And she's like, no, there's 7 other fucking meanings we have to have an argument about that I never even conceived of, that are apparently my opinion of the fucking thing. But that means you and I have to use exercise
Empathetic
more of
language.
that empathy.
Yeah. So,
Because yeah, go ahead.
if a tree falls in the woods and nobody's around, is the husband still at fault?
It's always yes.
I'm okay with that. You know what? I'm good with that. I'll take, you know what? My shoulders are strong enough to take all that. I don't care. I got you.
So yeah,
I got
unfuck your sales CRM. And they call me the sales CRM punisher. Dude, I now know what the hell you're talking about.
Okay. I'm open to, look, I'm in discovery. So I'm working on all of it.
And so you're in discovery, talk about your book every day. And if you plug in, I'm going to invite you to Rainmaker next week. As long as you either paid in full or you're up to date with payments, like you're just paying monthly, then I'm not going to charge you any extra for what we do on helping you create more content that can make it rain. And my intention is to do a metric fuck ton more going live, real, raw, and engaging with my audience. Not because I anticipate it's going to do dick for the next 90 days, but it will be some consistency. I should get some reps in. Now, and my goal when I'm there is to make you freaking look good. So, John, we're going to transition out of that asshole to the new asshole.
You know, you're still live, right?
I don't think so. Am I still
You
live?
are. I'm watching it on YouTube. Yeah. On
Yes.
Am I
LinkedIn, you're
live,
still
Lynn?
live.
We're alive.
We
That's
are
awesome.
live? Okay, well,
We
Yeah.
are live.
hold on. And I never even added this phenomenal
This
graph.
is the real
This is
deal.
this
When
is
you're in making it rain, let me tell you
that's
something. You make
that
it rain because it's raining. You don't make it rain because everything's cozy and comfy. It's the real deal. Stop being a wuss and get out there and fucking do your thing.
and yeah, what he said. I totally knew we were live. Yeah, I knew it. I don't mind cursing people out, and calling them asshole live. I'll do it. I'm actually glad
You'll
that it's
just get
live.
the 18 plus designation on YouTube. It's fine. You need it anyways. Trust me, you need it.
No, no, I probably do. So that's a choice I have to make, whether I'm going to be 18 plus or not.
I don't know that it's a choice, but if you swear a lot, then they will automatically tag you, I believe.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. We'll have my kids' channel be PG-13.
Here's my
on that version.
approach. I hope I can get to this for real, but hashtag fuck the algorithm. Just put it out there. If you put it out there, you'll generate an audience, good, bad, or ugly. You'll get the feedback.
Well, I mean, the algorithm right now is we're in interest media, not social media. So it's just if you put something that people care about, they'll start paying attention. If you don't, then they don't. And right now we're new at live stream broadcasting. So it's like, can I even figure out what button to push? So we'll get the interview is my fun part. Whether I can push the right button is the more complicated thing. So Dominic, thanks for having you. Anything else you want to chat about before we jam? I don't know if we're still live or not. So if you're live, hey, appreciate you.
Hey, look, listen. If you're serious about making more money, let's go figure out. In 30 days, we'll figure out what's keeping you from doubling your pipeline, which means doubling your sales, doubling your income, doubling everything. And you get one chance to double it in 30 days. You might as well do it in the next. So, and I'm happy to pass it on. But after today, it's $500 until we fill the cohort at 12, and then it goes to 1,000. So get in now. There's 10 spots left, and then it goes to, and you get into free spots. Fine. When those 10 spots are full, it goes to 1,000 either way. So you can wait. I'm
You know,
okay.
there's a book that Seth Godin wrote. He's a phenomenal
I love
marketing
Seth.
author and whatnot. And I think it's All Marketers Are Liars, I think is the title of the book. And I just want everybody to look at my screen right now to see this liar of Dominic Carubba lying to you with that picture. Say this is.
Let
But
me
if
tell you
you
something.
want
The way I
to,
learned it, I learned it from an expert. I was at a National Speakers Association conference, and the guy was talking about his brochure, and he looked older than John Michael Thomas and you, and he had a picture that looked younger than that one. He says, "I never update my brochure for 25 years because it doesn't matter."
I never update my social profile. You know,
Yeah,
this is
I took that advice and I'm running with that.
this.
Trevor and I just cheat. We shave off our
Just
gray
shave it.
hair
I
so you
get
can't
it.
see
Oh
how
my
old we
God.
are.
Like it's just there's nothing but a freaking halo here from hell. It's just like
I'm
it's the
I'm
worst.
I'm at the Jewish hairline right now. I need to
I've
get
only
a
got like 7 hairs that will grow out of my face, so I just look a little homeless now with my beard. That just like I just yeah. Anyway, bye Dominic. We'll stop being
Clearly your
hilarious.
wife dresses you that way to lower the competition.
Dude, I got black t-shirts, and there's right next to this is another shade of black t-shirt, and I'll write on them every once in a while with something else. I'm not wearing the
Well,
Hawaiian doves. What do you have, doves on your shirt? What's that?
yeah, they're doves. I don't know. They're birds, man. They're dinosaurs. I got baby dinosaurs on my
Oh,
shirt.
yeah, they do. Yeah, it's your undies do. Okay, bye. Bye. Get out of here. I'm gonna talk to John
Yeah,
Michael Thomas, and
yeah, thanks.
thank you for being here.
Bye.
Okay. John, I'm going to go ahead and put in your name that doesn't say Dominic. So just give me uno momento, por favor. And Len, are we going to be live while we do this, or are we going to go offline for a sec?
Yeah, we need to go offline for a sec.
Okay.
Just to transition. So I'm turning it off now.
Okay.
And